I'm so glad that I'm able to get this transmission to you. There's a problem here on my planet with the water. I discovered that it's not the best to drink, but no one will listen to me. They keep telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about and that they don't see anything wrong with it. I'm getting really discouraged. Nothing I do to try to convince them is working. I want to help everyone, but they don't seem to want to hear it. At first, I was really confident in my ability and my knowledge, but now I don't even know. What should I do?
Whoa! It sounds like our rebel friend is getting pretty tired and pretty discouraged, and they're just trying to do the right thing. You know what? Let's see if I, and by I mean we, can help them out together. First things first though, we are going to go over why we are calling ourselves rebels. Now it's not because we're pushing people or rebelling against our teachers.
No.
We are calling ourselves rebels because we are pushing or rebelling against what the world says. We stand firm on our freedom, and we're not gonna be tangled up by the things that are gonna try to keep us from doing the good things, the good plan that God has for us. As our series verse says in Galatians 5:1, it says, "Stand firm in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not be tangled up again with bondage." Now, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I hear the word tangled, I can't help but think of Rapunzel and the movie Tangled. All right, think about her hair. She had a tangled mess. How do you have to brush all that hair? It probably took her hours and hours and hours. It only takes me about 5 minutes. Anyways, our memory verse for today is Galatians 6:9. It says, "Let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we do not give up." That sounds super familiar. I feel like we've had this before, but it's so good and so important. So I'm glad it's our memory verse again. This actually reminds me, in the Bible, there was a guy named Noah. Okay, and I think his story can actually really help us out this week and help our friend. Let's check it out. It's a Lego Bible story. Now, if you haven't seen our Lego Bible stories, you need to. They're right there, I think, in the link, so go check it out. See, Noah in the Bible, he was incredible. He was tasked with doing a lot. It actually says in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 6, verse 9, it says, "This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth." Wait, hold on. He was the only blameless person living on earth at the time. What in the world? That means everyone else had issues. They probably need tissues for their issues. I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyways, he was the only blameless person living on earth at that time. Resume. And he walked in close fellowship with God. See, Noah walked in this close fellowship, just like I was just saying in our verse, in close fellowship with God. We can also see that as he walked with friendship with God. He knew who God was. He and God were friends. How cool is that to be like God's friend, okay? I am God's friend, you're God's friend, we're all God's friend. Yippee. Okay, so here we go. Anyway, so when God told Noah to build the ark, it wasn't like a strange voice out of the blue that was like super confusing. Again, remember, Noah, he spent time in God's presence. So he got very, very clear instructions from God. And you know what? He started building. So it's really cool. He listened. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I imagine that it took Noah and his family a pretty long time to construct this massive ark. You saw in our Lego Bible story, I mean, that thing had layers, right? I mean, that is a big boat, okay? And it can fit like lions in it. It had to fit cheetahs, zebras. Did the cheetahs eat the zebras? I don't know. They had to fit water buffalo, water heffalumps, water melons. I don't know where I'm going, but there's a lot of water in this story, okay? So anyways, all right. Anyways, it probably took a long time to construct what God had asked him to build. And I'm sure that people around him were super confused. They were probably like, dude, it hasn't rained in a while. Why are you building this boat? Like, you are crazy. You've been eating too many cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. You know, Noah, he must have started out like super confident, right? And super excited, like, God just gave me this special job. And you know what? I am going to walk it out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna build a boat and we're all going to live happily ever after. But then after months and months and months and more months, and then there were some more months after that, but then more months and maybe some years, okay? He had to build this huge boat. So even as he was building it, imagine the discouragement he had to feel. Imagine the discouragement from people. He's building this huge boat in the middle of a totally dry ground. It must have gotten super discouraging. That reminds me of our big answer. Maybe this will help you, Noah. I got you, all right? I will not be tangled up by discouragement. There's that word again, tangled, all right? I will not be tangled up by discouragement. You know, I'm sure Noah thought how silly he would look if it never, ever, ever rained. How silly would he look? It never rained, but I built this huge, huge ark. It's almost like if I built a giant bowl for my cereal and then I never got cereal. That would be pretty awkward. Okay, so anyways, what if Noah had given up? What if he was like, okay, so still doesn't look like rain. I checked my weather app and I can't see, like I'm looking at the 10-day forecast. There's no rain in sight. It actually says drought, okay? And so, like, maybe I'll just kind of give up. Like, you know what? When I got the instructions, God was on top of his game. And so that's when, so I was feeling confident, but I thought he would give me like a cloud or two, but there's been no clouds. And anyways, like, what if he just decided to give up, right? Like, that's super discouraging. What if he had listened to all the people what they were saying? Wow, that Noah guy, he's looking pretty crazy. He had his cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. All right, yeah, he ate those this morning, you can tell. Had a big old bowl of them because he's crazy right now. He's building that ark out here. There's not even a cloud in the sky. Billy, would you look? There's not a cloud in the sky. Right, that's what people were saying, okay? Because back then, everyone's name was Billy. Okay, so anyways, but what if he gave up? What if he had given into the discouragement of what people were saying? Or what if he started to throw away the confidence that he had in the beginning? Hebrews 10, 35 and 36 says, so do not throw away your confidence. Well, there we go, Noah, just read the Bible. I know you're living it, but just read it, okay? Hebrews 10, 35 and 36 says it right there. Do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what he has promised. Perseverance is like, just keep swimming. Right? Think of Dory. Dory was the person, the poster child for perseverance. Even when it was dark and she couldn't see and everything looked bleak and there was no sign of hope and, everything. I mean, P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, it's like, I couldn't remember. But you know what she did? She just kept swimming. She was like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. You know it, come on. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. 1, 2, 3, swim. Noah, he just kept going. He just kept swimming, right? That is what it means to persevere, to just keep going, and not give up no matter what. Noah rebelled against discouragement, and we can too. He refused to be tangled up and bound by it. God made him a promise, and Noah was going to see it through. And so, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna challenge you and me to just keep swimming with this new challenge, all right? So, our rebel friend, and to all of you, there's this challenge. I want us to rebel, just like Noah did, against discouragement. Don't get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessings if we don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing, and you will see that reward, that promise, that blessing. Stand firm in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not be tangled up again with bondage. Remember, just keep swimming.